When you have an active table, you will also see the floating table menu, which I actually prefer to dock by dragging up to the border and setting it. I'm going to dock it down here. There, the table toolbar right here. We also have the table menu here. I want to talk to you about working with table borders other than the plain black borders that come on by default. First of all, select the cells you want to work with. We'll work with the top row. This is the Table Borders button. I'm going to begin by clearing the borders in the selection and then setting the new borders I want, just a border at the top and the bottom. Then set the color. I'll make these red so they're easy to see on the video. And then finally choose the line style. I'll make a big line style so you can see it easily. And there we have a custom top and bottom border. Let's try that again. Let's do a different border for the data rows. I'm going to leave the borders in place, change the line color to blue, and choose a double line. Again, a big one so you can see it. And there we have, you see that the red stays in place, isn't overridden, but we now have blue borders. Let's look at, using table properties, I'd like to add red edges to this edge and this edge of the title box. Table properties. On the Borders tab of Table Properties, we can control which line we're working with. So we want to work with this side and not the middle, just the side. And we'll make a heavy red double line. And then I want a heavy red double line here, but not in the middle, so I have to keep clicking to clear that. That's okay, because we have that. So now we have it. We don't have the grid, but we have the heavy red underline, heavy red double line all around. And there we have the table formatted the way we want it. Now, clearly, it would be a rare table. You'd want to have such garish formatting, but just to show you. So, to recap, on the table toolbar, we have the borders, the line color, and the line style. On the table properties dialog box on the borders tab, you can define which line you're working with. Also, like paragraphs, you can do shadows, and you can control how far away it is from the contents. When you create a table, you specify how many rows or columns you want, but that's very adaptable. Should you want to insert a row, you can just use this button here to insert a row above. You can insert a column the same way. Notice that when you insert a column, Writer will by default adjust the widths of the other columns so that the page will be filled left to right with equal sized columns. You can control that. Should we decide we added a row too many, we can delete a row, or we can delete a column with the click of a button. We can also do background colors in Writing. Let's make this a nice lurid yellow background for this cell. And one more try, the background, and you're very familiar with this there. Should you want to manually adjust your column widths, it's very simple. Just point to the divider between the cells, and you'll see you get this two-headed arrow pointer, and you can just drag to put your column widths as you wish. Dragging in. You can do this whenever you just want to manually, visually train it. You can also go to the table properties and go to the columns, and you can say, I want you to adjust the column proportionally. That will give you the column width that fits the text within it, or you can manually set your column width. Let's say we want column 1 to be 2 inches, column 2, 1.5, column 3, 1.5, and column 4, just 1 inch. And that's the settings we get automatically, we get from the dialog box. So again, you can drag to select your columns, and you can drag here or here, or you can go to the table properties box to set the columns. Working with table formatting, another thing you'll often want to do is merge or split cells. To merge cells together, for example, to make all these cells in the top row 1, you simply click the Merge Cells button. That makes that one long cell, which makes it very nice for typing the title. Which of course you can center using standard commands. You can also control the font style and size the standard way. Notice that the row height adjusts automatically as you work with the font. Should you want to split a cell, you can just choose split it into 2 vertically. And we have 2 cells for that. You could split it the other way, horizontally into equal proportions, and we get an extra cell here. Notice that this cell now becomes bigger. Once this cell is bigger, then these options come into play. Center vertically, or at the bottom vertically. So let me just type in something. Data goes here. We center it vertically, or we center it at the bottom. We align it at the bottom. Of course, this is only effective in cells that are multiple height.